Hey there, lovely people. Welcome to Be Your Best You with Tash and Becky, your go-to hangout for all things spiritual, subconscious, and downright magical. We're here to sprinkle a little mystical wisdom into your everyday life and help you level up your reality.
Picture this as your cosmic coffee date, where we chat about the unseen world, blend in some psychology vibes and stir up the subconscious magic. Get ready to be the queen of your own reality, live a life that lights you up and have a blast doing it.
So grab your latte or your tea and let's dive into another episode of Be Your Best You, where the mystical meets the mundane and your best life awaits.
Cheers to creating magic together.
Let's do this.
Hi, welcome back to another episode of Be Your Best You with Tash
And Becky, the Bash edition.
And today, in this episode, stonking episode,
Stonk.
we are talking about the sneaky places you abandon yourself.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a really great one. We've got story time with Tash, which I love story time with Tash. It doesn't matter how many times I hear
She
that
lived
I've
it
done.
with me and
I
she's
lived
still
it,
like,
and I'm still like, oh, what happened next?
But, okay, this one, everybody needs to listen to.
Honestly.
I don't care if
please.
you think, no, this one's boring, it's not for me. Listen to it.
Yeah.
Please, 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 please.
And share it.
Please, because I know this is a strong statement, but I truly believe that every human being, unless they've done loads and loads of work and they're enlightened beings, right, they are abandoning themselves. And so many of the problems that we come up against, the reasons that we can't grow, the reasons that we can't expand, I think specifically related to this, when you're in this world where you're trying to get, more expansion, you're trying to grow and get bigger. I think the very number one thing subconsciously that stops us from expanding is self-abandonment. And we discuss all of the reasons how and why and what you can do to stop abandoning yourself in this episode through my experiences, through the stories, the difficult life lessons that I had to go through to understand this and embody it.
Yeah. And it will really help everybody discover their personal abandonment issues.
Yeah.
Definitely 100%.
Yeah. So if you're feeling stuck, like you want more growth, you want the thing, you're so desperate for it, you're doing all the visualizations, the manifestations, you know how to create your reality, but it's still not working, I can guarantee you have got issues around self-abandonment that are causing certain subconscious beliefs, and they need to be addressed, because if you don't do that, you're manifesting, your visualization ain't going to cut it.
No.
So listen to this episode, guys. Let us know what you think. Hope you're enjoying. Before we start, if your mind is constantly telling you, I should be doing more, and you're stuck in that cycle of overthinking, pressure, and never feeling like you've done enough, we've made you a free 12-minute audio reset. It's called Return to Self, and it's linked in the show notes. Today, we are talking about the sneaky ways you are abandoning yourself.
Yeah. And I expect there's a lot of those hidden away that hopefully we can unlock today
I
for
hope so.
ourselves and you guys.
I hope
'cause,
so.
Yeah.
This one is I'm in it, guys.
She's in it. She's living it as usual. So come on, tell us.
Yeah, this is something that has been very prevalent in the lessons that I have been learning.
Yeah.
And I would say I've been in this kind of lesson for about 2 years now.
Oh, you're doing all this work for us, my love. Now teach us your
It's
wisdom.
hard, right? Well, I feel
It's
like
been a long time.
Yeah.
Such a long time.
yeah, and also necessary.
Mm.
Also, I feel like it's that next, I keep saying this and it sounds really cheesy when I say it, but it's like the next level growth. It's I was ticking along nicely. I'd done all the surface level growth and it was working really well for me for about 3 years, because obviously I had a lot to catch up on and do all the things. But then I hit a plateau and I knew there was a deeper layer and I just wanted it instantly, and I'm like, what's going on? What am I not seeing? What am I missing? Where's my subconscious blocks? And it turns out that all of that questioning was leading me to my next level. And this is a thing, like, this is a big message, isn't it? Like, you can often feel like you're not moving, that you're stagnant, that you're stuck, especially if you're in like the few years after you've had your big awakening, where everything does move really quickly because it's all new, isn't it? And you're like, oh my God, I'm finding out all this and da 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 da. So you're getting a lot of that kind of like dopamine hit where things are really changing and you're changing and you're seeing it manifest. But then obviously, you know, you do a lot of the work and the stuff slows down, and then you tend to think that you're stuck because you're still looking in the same place. And what you don't realize is you have to go to that deeper level now. There's a deep, you tend to think, well, I'm so self-aware, I know everything that's in my unconscious. And of course we don't. And it's like, I think that's when you hit that plateau. I think that's where you are. You've exhausted all the work. You have done all the work on that level.
Right.
So if you keep looking in the same place and at the same level of consciousness, you're gonna come up against blocks because there's nothing there to look at on that level. So that's when we have to go a layer deeper. And that's the layer that I have now like worked through and have found myself in. But it's taken a long time. It's taken 2 years because it's not, because it is different. It is different. It's that deeper level. You have to have a higher expanded state of consciousness and awareness as well. I think you have to think differently than you've been thinking before, which is a bit of an identity, like ego death as well, because that identity, the one before, was your new shiny one when you had your awakening and when you started doing the self-awareness work. And so you don't want to let go of it because you're like, but no, that saved me, that you know, that gave me all the changes. I need to stay with that identity. And actually you don't, you need to let that one go to go deeper. Okay, so anyway,
and it's a whole process.
It is a whole process. So all that to say, like, if you feel stuck, please know that you are still in the learning journey. You're in the process. You're just in a process of unlocking some deeper things, and sometimes we need to hit that frustration in order to spur us on to
just look somewhere else.
Exactly right, exactly that, which is what I did. So it's a bit of a story time because again, this is coming from my experiences, and we always find that the podcast episodes that we do where we're in the middle of things, they always are really potent. They always hit because we have really good like living examples that are going to help you guys go, oh my God, that's like so relatable. I can see where I do that. So as I said, this whole episode is about self-abandonment. And for me, it's become very clear that I abandon the shit out of myself all the time. And I always have done. And I personally truly believe that all of us do. This is a whole humanity kind of issue. But what I want to say, and this is where I feel like this might help some people get to that next level, is that though I heard, you know, throughout all my stuck phase, people talking about, you know, you're abandoning yourself, and I would ask, like, where am I abandoning myself? I have no idea. Like, I'm probably sure I am abandoning myself, but I couldn't see it. I had no clarity. I couldn't see what that was. And it's a bit like when we were talking about self-forgiveness, you know, when you probably have got things you need to forgive yourself for, but you just don't know what they are. I felt very much like that with the whole self-abandonment thing. Yes, I could understand it on a conscious level. And I knew, and I was sure there was ways that I was abandoning myself, but I had absolutely zero idea of what that looked like and how I was doing it. So I had nothing to work with. Hence my stagnancy, my frustration. And then the universe, if we say the universe, but it's me, like, you know, us, we're creating our reality, chucked in some beautiful life experiences to highlight very clearly to me, this is where you're abandoning yourself, bitch. Why am I so sweary today?
I used to be on a team.
Oh,
I love that.
But yeah, so the last 2 years have showed me very clearly where I've been abandoning myself, and now I can't unsee it. And because I can now see where I'm abandoning myself, this is where I'm saying that I feel like I've reached the next level, the next level work, the next level uncovering, the next level of consciousness, because all of a sudden I have unlocked a whole new way of things that are going on underneath the surface for me unconsciously via self-abandonment. And with that realization has come a whole new level of growth, a whole new level of access to subconscious beliefs and all the mindset work that you were doing at first that was working really well for you, it's opened up a new level of that, so I can do my thing again, and I can do the whole like
you're getting results.
exactly.
And,
But you need, before you do that, you need to unlock the awareness to be able to do that. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So hopefully this podcast will do that for you guys.
Yeah.
Will help to unlock and help you to see where you could be abandoning yourself, and therefore gain access to your next level, and you can then go back to doing the things that you did in terms of looking at your limiting beliefs, where that came from in childhood, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So I was really excited for this, actually, because I truly think, and at this level, when you can start always holding that, where am I abandoning myself, as an anchor, it's the answer for everything. Every problem, every block you come up against, refer back to, where am I abandoning myself, and you'll get your answer. But you'll also, more importantly than getting your answer, you'll be able to take that action and move forward, because if you know you're abandoning yourself and that's the root cause of all your issues, which I believe from this level that I'm seeing now it is on a deep level, well then you can say, right, well now how do I not abandon myself? And you can stop whatever is preventing you from doing, right? Okay, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's go into story time.
Okay.
2 years ago, I put out to the universe, please show me like what my next step is. Please show me like my next level. And of course, the universe responds. It's my intention. We're powerful. It's like, sure thing. I'm going to show you that. But the only way I can help you see that is by giving you experiences in your reality, in your life, to reflect it back to you, to enable you to see. So the whole time I'm like, and again, I'm saying this because you could be in this stage right now. Oh, I'm asking for help. I'm asking for the answers, and I'm just getting shit thrown at me.
Yeah.
Like life seems to be crap, and it's just difficult, and I just want answers. Well, actually, these are your answers. Bear with it. Work through it. Know that you have asked and you are receiving, and now growth isn't easy. Growth is uncomfortable. You want to move, you want to grow, you're going to have to strap in and prepare yourself for some uncomfortable lessons. I think there's a bit of a false belief in the spiritual world and the self-growth world, that, when you start realizing all this and you'll be in high vibration and you're creating your reality and you know what you're doing, that everything's going to be flowers and love and roses, and it's not. It's actually, sometimes it gets really, really hard because it's the only way that we're going to access this other level, because we can't grow where we're in our comfort zone.
Exactly.
You can't.
No. And some of us, I'm thinking of people that I know that will never venture into the spiritual world, and they will tick along just nicely, and that's great. But yeah, if you are in this world like we are, they are going to throw stuff at you, aren't they?
Well,
As
because
you
you're
say,
asking for it.
That's the only way you're going to learn. You've got to feel it.
Yes, exactly.
Unfortunately.
Yes, unfortunately, but not. Let's reframe it.
Yeah.
Because again, and I think because I had this view 2 years ago when all this started, even though it was really, really difficult, I was like, I know there's a lesson in this.
Yeah.
And I need to learn the lesson quick, because I don't want this to be carrying on for too long.
No.
So I'm grateful that it's happening, but I'm also like, let's hurry up and figure out the lesson.
Yeah.
And I think that really helped me and got me through it.
It really
did.
did.
Yeah.
And I think if you think that with everything, can't you? What is this trying to tell me about me? That's just like, you're onto a winner there. If you can just
100%, because actually this leads on from our last Bash episode on personal radical responsibility, radical personal responsibility. Yes. Because again, you think that you've done the little spiritual traps is you reach layer 1, you have your awakening, and you're like, yes, I'm out of victim mentality. I'm like, I know I'm creating my reality. I know that it's me, but victim mentality runs deep, and it runs on, I think it's really helpful to look at these things as layers, levels, layers of consciousness, of unconsciousness, of subconsciousness. So when we think about the layers, you can nail level 1 and you're not a victim in this kind of level, but then we got to go deeper, because there's so many levels to unravel. And so you have to be aware that on my next level, that's under my awareness right now, I am going to be running a victim mentality. And the trick is to not let your ego convince you that you're not, because you've already nailed it on level 1. You have to be open to the fact that it's still running on the deeper levels. So even when I nail this level of victim mentality, I know I'm still going to be running a victim mentality on a deeper level that I'm not aware of right now. Okay, so with that being said, 2 2 years ago, a lot of people who follow me on social media, they know this because I spoke about it, because it was tough in the time. My prince, Ollie, my dog, my prince.
He really is.
I
a
love him
prince.
so much.
I
God,
do love him.
it's weird, but I'm happy to, like, I'll admit that.
And I'm sure a lot of people can resonate with that.
Yes,
Their
yes.
doggies.
Like, he's everything to me. He's one of my children. I'm not scared to say I love him as much as I love my children. And also animals, you know, people listening, we don't have to say, like, animals are special. They're here, like, they're here for much bigger purposes than a lot of people realize. As an empath and a very sensitive person myself, I need to have animals. They help me regulate, they help me release and discharge energy. Dogs, it's a whole nother episode, but animals are absolutely our energy healers. They are helping us more than we know. And I think that would be a really cool podcast episode to dive into, actually, wouldn't it? Yeah, we definitely should. And so, again, I have this awareness going through this situation. I have this awareness. I know Ollie is doing things under the surface for me. I know we're connected in energetic ways, as we all are with our animals, and as we all, because we're all connected in fields anyway. But you know, our pets are special. They are our helpers, and they have come in. So I, again, setting the scene, because I know this about my dog. I know that there's a lot more going on than he's just my pet, and I love him.
Sure.
So out of the blue, he gets, you're going to have to help me because there's so much in here, isn't there? And you remember, because you were like with me the whole way through, as you always are. He gets seizures out of the blue.
Out of the blue. How old was he?
So he was 9.
So 9.
Yeah.
9
mad.
years old. 9 years, nothing. No seizures, nothing.
No.
And then all of a sudden, I mean, that's strange in itself, isn't it?
And it was really strange, because collies are prone to seizures, but they have them from birth, basically. And it's very rare that they'll start after 2 if they haven't had them by 2. So it took me completely by surprise. It was horrible first experience for all of us. It was really scary. But, you know, you kind of get over it. You carry on. You think, that was weird. Anyway, from there, he continued to have seizures more and more frequently. And, I mean, it's not for anybody who knows, like, watching your dog have seizures. Again, like, talking about a dog, I appreciate there's lots of people that their children are having epileptic seizures. I know. But again, like, we're talking... This about judgment. Yeah, again, like, we spoke about the judgment and stuff and how we do that. You can't. It's not about comparing. No. It's about my nervous system, my experience, my reality, and ultimately, as we were talking about this, my lessons to learn from it. So my nervous system was absolutely fried. It was in tatters. I could feel it. Like, again, first lesson made me very, very aware of my energy system, of my nervous system as an energy system, as part of me. It got me very, very in tune very quickly with my body, which is something that we all, you know, need to work on. That was a big thing that I had to work on, because I was so disconnected from my body. A lot of us are, but that was a really great way to be like, this is your body, this is what it feels like. And I could feel it. I was on high alert.
I could feel it as well.
It was bad, wasn't it?
So strong.
Yeah, I was on high alert, constantly waiting on edge for the next seizure. Every move he made flicked my heart rate up, because I was like, oh my God, is he having a seizure? Like, It was just horrible. And it was just, no matter how hard I tried to be calm. Just be calm. Like, just be calm. No, I couldn't.
No.
I literally couldn't, because it was like PTSD. I couldn't help it. You know, I was so in tune with him. I was so on edge with him. It was like I could see nothing else except him. And every part of my body was just waiting, like, for a sound, a noise. I would see his behavior at, like, a small slight behavior and think, that's weird, that's off, like, oh my God, what's wrong? I couldn't settle. I couldn't watch telly. Like, I was constantly getting up. Sleep, just no chance. Like, my sleep,
every movement, you're awake.
Every time he moved, and he sleeps right down by my bloody bedside, and he was faffing around because he was uncomfortable. And it was just like, it was a whole thing. Set the scene. Very, like, very heightened nervous system. But now I feel like I'm going to be going all over the place here, because there's so many lessons and I've forgotten about it, but I do want to keep it to self-abandonment. But what I figured out was when I was in that stage of the process 2 years ago as well, I was all up in my head.
Yeah.
I was just, my head felt full of
Mm.
these questions that if you guys are listening and you're feeling in the way I was, I imagine you're going to resonate with this. It was just like, what is wrong with me? I need to find more limiting beliefs. I need to find more stuff that's going on in my childhood, that like the trauma, like what is it? Why am I like it? What was it that my mum did? What was it that my dad did? Why am I like this? What's my relationship? It was just so much in my head. Plus then my business stuff, like how am I going to grow my business? Why hasn't maybe it was just like, oh, and I knew like I was just not present in my body. So this is just before all this Ollie stuff started, and during the first parts of it, obviously. I was so ungrounded. I was so in my up here, and I just abandoned. First one,
That was,
I totally abandoned my human, my present moment, my now, my current reality, because I was just living up in my head. And that was lesson number one, because I got to the point where I was like, I can't stand this anymore. Like, I can't stand being in here. It's too much. It's too loud. I can't rest. I can't settle. And then Ollie has his seizures, right? So then I'm feeling even more so like
pushed
that.
you over the edge.
Having said that, it did bring me also back into my body.
Yes.
But the head things were still going. We were still having our conversations in between the stuff about Ollie, like, I don't know what to do with my life. Where am I going? This was when I was in the middle of my identity, my ego death as well, which we did an episode. You can go back and listen to that one if you haven't, where I was talking about my ego death. So all of that was going on at this time. And so I was very much in my head, because I was questioning, who am I? Like, what do I actually want to do for work? Do I want to change it? All these questions, all these things, which again, I know you guys are probably going to go, oh yeah, I know that so well.
Yeah.
So, and the reason I'm telling you this is because, let's go back to what we said about the animals. Like, your animals are oftentimes dispersing energy from you. They're helping you clear your energy, particularly if you identify as an empath, a light worker, someone here who's here to transmute a lot of like the collective energy, who feels a lot of other people's energies. Your animals are really helping you disperse some of that. But they also help you with illnesses. And again, we're talking from a perspective of dis-ease comes from energetic imbalances, from when you're holding on to emotions, or your energy system is out of balance, and it becomes a disease, right? So again, they're working and helping you on an energetic level. It's like a lot of people, they say their dogs mirror their symptoms, because they're transmuting it for you. They're taking it away from you. All of a sudden I was like, oh my God, this is why he's having epileptic seizures. It's his brain. His brain is overfiring. His brain is the neural pathways in his brain are too active.
Yeah.
Could that be more me? It was ridiculous, wasn't it?
Oh, it was.
So second lesson, I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing this to Ollie. Now, not in I'm punishing myself. Oh my God. I'm like, I get control of yourself, Tash.
And that was the only thing that would have really, all your children, that would have got you to take control.
Yes.
Because once you knew that was affecting the love of your life, if that's not going to stop you, what will, right?
100%.
So that's what they gave you.
Exactly. They knew that as soon as I correlated, oh my God, I am doing this. My energy is doing that to him, and he's transmuting it for me, and it's coming out in him having to suffer, but me too. I cannot have that. I cannot be in my head and think of, and be doing what I'm doing, knowing that I am actively doing this to him.
Yeah.
So like you said, it was the one thing that was going to make me be stubborn enough and prioritize it enough to think, stop that.
Yes.
So I really did. I worked so hard on that, didn't I? I was like, I'm going to shut everything down. I'm going to stop taking on clients. I'm going to focus more on just being at peace and calm and joy, and get back to kind of like just simple, just let it all go, basically. Stop. And it really, really helped me, obviously. But then it gave me a sense of control again.
Yeah.
So at nighttime, when I would go to bed and my head was full of all this stuff, I was like, literally saw him laying there, and I was like, let it go. Don't do it. Get to sleep. Let it all go. Just let it drop. Everything's fine. Go to sleep so he can be okay as well. And also, animals pick up on your energy just, you know what it's like if you're feeling sad or you're upset or you're feeling anxious, your dog's going to come over or your cat's going to come over. They know, they feel it. So of course I'm thinking, oh my God, I can't even kid myself. This was brilliant.
Right,
It was such a lesson.
You
I couldn't fake it.
Believe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can't fake being calm. I can't say, oh, I'm calm. Oh no, my head's clear, because I knew Ollie was picking up on my energy. So I've really had to get used to being in my body, staying with myself and feeling the uncomfortable feelings in order to be able to truly calm my system down so the energy wouldn't like transfer over to him. I mean, honestly, it was the best way. It was the only way that I was going to do that, because otherwise you're like, we all know, we're like, oh yeah, we'll do it for a little while, and then it's just it's too woo-woo, it's too faffy, it doesn't have tangible results. I'm not going to bother doing it. There's other things I'll prioritize. But for me, that became the absolute priority, because I was like, I know I am responsible for these epileptic seizures. I have to do whatever it takes to stop this from happening. And so I would actively every night and in through the day, because I was on high alert with him through the day as well. I mean, I didn't want to be in the house, honestly, because I couldn't, while he was there, I couldn't switch off from him. And even when I left, I would be worried about, is he having a seizure and he's not on his own? It was just ridiculous. So I practiced calming my nervous system down, truly coming at a place of calmness and like, I'm okay. So this entered the doorway to the next level of understanding how I could start realizing how I was abandoning myself. Because in order to do that, like I said, I had to stay with the fear. I had to acknowledge the fear. Because you can't get rid of it if you don't. Because I very clearly saw that if I was going to fake it, you know, we fake ourselves all the time. Like, it became so clear to me how I was still doing it, even though I like talked about feel your feelings and like go, it's so easy for us to gaslight ourselves into going, right, no, I'm fine. I'll just look over here and I'll think about, you know, this peaceful thing and happy thing, and then I'm going to be fine. But actually that's not it. It's just a plaster. And I knew that, because the reason I wasn't allowing myself to do that was because I knew that I can't fake it this time, because it's going to be directly giving him seizures. So I stayed. I began to stay with the feeling of fear. And by staying with the feeling of fear, I'm obviously not abandoning myself anymore. And I began getting answers and understandings to things that I hadn't been able to see before, because I hadn't stayed with myself long enough to bloody understand why I was scared. So the more I began staying with myself to calm my nervous system and settle myself down and sitting with the fear. And what I mean when I say sitting with the fear was, I'm laying in bed. He's laying down next to me. I'm on absolute high alert, fight or flight. My body is like, I'm wired, because I'm so terrified that he's going to wake me up in the middle of the night. I'm going to wake up to him like banging around, having a seizure, all the problems that happen that come after that, all the fear. And so that's how I'm feeling. And so I'm like, right, okay, let's just sit with this fear. So I go in and I feel where the fear is. Like, where's the fear in my body? It's pretty simple. We talk about this all the time, but I'm hoping this is making it real for you right now. Like, where's that fear in my body? Oh, okay, it's in my chest. All right. Okay, let's just feel the fear. What does it feel like in my body? Let's not make any meaning, because remember, I'm trying to get out of my head. So I don't want to be thinking about stuff. The irony, because then everything I was looking for, as soon as I stopped, looking for it and it came out of my head, bam, there the answers are. Because they're not up in our head. They're not. We access them through our bodies and our feelings. 100%.
Definitely.
So I feel the feeling in my chest, and it's like, okay, my heart's really racing. Oh, okay, now I'm aware that my hands are tingly, like my legs feel a bit fuzzy as well. But it's predominantly in my chest. Okay, right. Okay, so my heart's beating really fast. So let's just stay with that. Let's just stay with the heart. Okay, and now it's okay. Like, so what do I need to do now to make that feeling stop? Oh, okay, I need to tell myself that I'm safe, like I'm okay. So then I started learning how to talk to myself to calm my body down, not to calm the thoughts, because you can't bloody do that, because they just go crazy. They catastrophize. You go into that crazy cycle. We all know that old malarkey, don't we? But when you're with your body, it's really very simple.
It is.
Like, you're either, your body's either beating like crazy, or it's like calm. Like, there's only one way to get your body calm, and it's to say, we're okay, like you're all right, I see you, I'm feeling it. Because as soon as you feel it and you're not running away from it, you realize, oh, I can stay with myself.
Yes.
I can stay with myself
Yeah.
and I can handle these uncomfortable feelings and emotions. I'm okay.
And in that moment, I guess your subconscious mind is rewiring itself
Absolutely.
because you're not attaching a story to the fear, to the feeling, to the upset. So next time it happens, it's a little bit easier to deal with because your subconscious mind has started to act differently
Yeah.
when you feel those feelings again.
Yeah.
The signals, you know, like you say, it's not difficult, but it's
simple in like when you look at it, it's
yeah,
simple, but to do it, it's very difficult.
because the feelings of the body can be so overpowering, can't
Yeah.
they? You can't step out of it to say, hang on, I need to become present.
Yeah.
And
Because we practiced abandoning ourselves for so
yeah,
long.
that's how we cope.
Yeah, particularly. So it's an automatic subconscious pattern.
Yeah.
It's a habit we run away.
Yeah.
And particularly for people who have grown up sensitive
Yeah.
to energy,
Right.
to emotions, sensitive to the world around them, we have actively, as a protective mechanism, we employed that in our childhood so that we didn't have to feel these uncomfortable feelings, this heavy world that we didn't really know how to process and that we probably weren't talking to anyone about. So we couldn't deal with it on our own because we're too young. We didn't have we weren't able to, but we're adults now. We can. So something that we needed as protection has now turned into self-abandonment as an adult, and that runs through everything, as I'll explain later. It runs through everything. It runs through all of your patterns, all of your behaviors on a very, very, very deep subconscious level, which is why you probably haven't come across it so much in it and you haven't realized it yet until now. So and I'm telling you this in detail because this is the process that I had to go through. It wasn't just I'm abandoning myself. Oh, and I see that now. No, it was a journey. It was a layer. It was an uncovering. There were lots of small micro lessons within it that all came together from different places and from doing different things that then made me be able to see this is what I'm doing, and now I see it so clearly.
Yeah.
So I stayed with myself. I realized that it was the whole thing was that I wasn't safe with myself. I didn't feel safe to feel uncomfortable feelings. I didn't feel like I could handle uncomfortable feelings, and so I ran away from them and abandoned myself every time. And what I was continuously reinforcing was that I'm not here for myself. I can't trust myself. I can't trust that I am going to keep myself safe. And therefore, well, you know what that's going to translate. Anything you try and do, which is outside of your comfort zone, anything that's going to make you feel in any way uncomfortable, you are going to immediately subconsciously pull yourself back on, because your subconscious is going to go, well, you can't be trusted to go over there. You can't be trusted to feel those uncomfortable feelings, whether that's fear or, well, everything's fear, isn't it? But whatever that looks like, if that's coming from judgment or coming from doing stuff that you don't normally do, or whatever it is, uncertainty, change, obviously, your subconscious is actively going to sabotage you, but it's not sabotage, it's protection, because it knows you don't stay with yourself. You don't have your own back. You can't do that. That's going to be way too uncomfortable. We will just stay away. Just stay in your little comfort zone where we know we're safe. We don't really need to have our own back, basically.
Yeah.
That runs deep. You can see that runs really, really deep. As a side effect of beginning, and again, I'm practicing this every night. This is going on for 2 years. So this isn't just I do it one night. Oh, I realize that I have to stay with myself. I realize I have to feel the feelings. This took time. There were nights where I didn't do it, where I couldn't, because I was so unconscious. I was so in fear. I was so activated. I couldn't step in and break the program and say, oh, wait, hey. But I would keep trying and keep trying, and then I'd get little tastes of it, and then I'd do it a bit better again the next night. So this was over time, and again, we don't want to hear this, but you have to be consistent. You can't just do these things once or twice or even for a week or 2 weeks. You have to keep doing it.
And have faith.
And yeah, and it's hard. Like I said,
Yeah.
it's simple on paper. It's so simple on paper. Step
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, probably like that.
Oh, I can do that.
But it's not in real life. Yeah, as soon as you try and do it, your mind, your ego, your subconscious is going to pull you away from staying there. It's going to, as soon as you go like, no, we're going to feel it, it's going to run away, and you're not even going to realize it's done it to you until you're further down into the future again. And you're like, oh, how have I got back here? I was supposed to be feeling my body. Where am I? Why am I over here in 3 months' time in the worst case scenario?
Yeah.
It's like I was seeing myself as a little child. I remember, like, you know, when my kids were like toddlers and they'd pull the DVDs out of the cupboard and they'd throw them all over the floor, and I'd go, no, don't do that. And I'd put all the DVDs away, and then they'd go back in and they'd pull them all out again. I'm like, no, don't pull the DVD. And you had to be like consistent. You had to, it doesn't matter how many times I thought, oh, I can't be bothered to put those DVDs back in there. I'm not going to do that again. Just leave them. Just let them do it. I was like, no, I have to be consistent. They have to learn.
Yeah.
And so I would continue every time putting them back in. That's what I felt like I had to do with myself.
Yeah.
No, come back, get back there. And she's run away again. No, get back, come back. And it's really hard to do it because it's part of us, right? So this is where you have to step out. You have to step out of you have to not become your thoughts. You have to step outside of your thoughts, outside of that, and become that consciousness, that awareness that's watching yourself. It's difficult, but you absolutely can do it. And then if you stay consistent, if you hold on to that faith, like I said, I needed to have that drive, which was, I'm going to give Ollie seizures if I don't do this, to make myself stay.
Yeah.
And that's why, unfortunately, a lot of the time we don't change until something really bad happens, because it's then that we go, well, now we have to do it.
Right.
But otherwise we can just make excuses. Okay. So anyway, with that being said, I then, as I was learning over time to stay with myself, to stay with my body and say that we're safe and that like we're okay, I'm obviously doing a lot of the work outside of this as well, because from the things that are happening to me, it's sparking off, because it's opening up new levels of awareness without me even necessarily knowing at the time. But all of a sudden I'm having like little flashbacks to when I was a child, and I'm like, oh, okay, this feels like, because your subconscious mind will do that for you. It's brilliant. You know, you set it a new target and it will go out and it will find all the things in your memories. It's just you guys have probably got to a point where you're like, I don't have any more targets. I don't know what my targets are. I don't know what to tell it to search for. Well, when you start looking for self-abandonment, you've got a new target. So now your subconscious is going to start raveling through your memories. So it would give me little things that I would start working on in the daytime as well. And obviously, so it's all coming together. But what I realized was, when I was sitting with myself long enough to feel the feelings and to tell myself that I'm safe and all of the things, was, yes, I'm abandoning myself. So it gave me that like a target to be able to start looking at, where else am I abandoning myself? How else am I doing that? Where is this relevant? And what I realized was, a lot of it came back down to kind of inner child work. So I became very aware of my 7-year-old self. So I see her, I've got a particular image of me of about that age, 6 or 7. I'm in my old bedroom, like, because that's a place where I was like, I spent a lot of my time scared. I was scared of the things that I was hearing in the unseen world, scared of the energies I was feeling, and I'm just not able to process it. I think I've got a lot of memories that I've blanked out. I reckon I was experiencing a lot and I don't remember it. But it's weird for me that it's that particular age. But she's the part of me that I see as my inner child when I'm doing all this self-abandonment work. I'm like, she was the one that that's where she originally, that's where I originally started abandoning myself, I think.
Right.
And I don't know all the ins and outs of that, but I know it was because of being very sensitive. And so, and I can to the unseen world and to the seen world, to my parents, to my family life. And I had a lot of loss at a young age. I had a lot of like stuff going on in my childhood at quite a long age, which was a lot of heightened emotions for everyone around us. And I just don't think I could handle it. I was too sensitive. So I did a runner. And then obviously I'm only just learning to come back now. And again, it's been a process. But what I saw when I really dived into it with Ollie, what he reflected back to me, which was just like an aha moment, was I wasn't actually scared of him dying, even though that would be horrible.
Right.
Like, obviously, but that's not what I was actually scared of. And I knew that because also I lost my mum 3 years previously. I lost like the biggest loss of my life so far. I've lost. And hopefully she will be the biggest one I ever lose. Like, but I coped with it. Right. She died. I lost her.
The worst thing.
I dealt with it, and I came out actually thriving on the other side.
So you
So it's
know
like, I
you
know it's not
can.
that. And I knew that. And I was like, what is my problem?
Mm.
Like, I know it would be awful if he died. I know it, but I know I can handle it. So what is my subconscious problem going on here? Fortunately, again, I'm trained in this, so I can
Yeah.
still, this is where I feel like I do feel sorry for people who are trying to do this work and don't understand about the subconscious and how it works, because it's like, where do you go? For me, I'm at least I know, right, hang on, there's something going on here. I struggle to see it for myself, see it so clearly for everyone else.
Yeah.
I'm obviously in it. I struggle to
course.
see it, but I do still know what I have to do. I know where I'm missing things. I know what the threads I have to pull.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, there is something subconsciously going on, and it's not about Ollie dying. What is it about? And what I eventually realized when I had this aha moment was I was scared of him dying when I'm on my own,
Yeah.
because I was scared that I couldn't handle those difficult feelings
Mm-hmm.
of in the moment when I
Yeah.
was on my own. I didn't
Yeah.
feel like I didn't trust myself to be able to handle those difficult feelings. That's what it was.
Right.
That's very specific.
Yeah.
And it's very deep, and and it just unlocked everything, because it showed me that it was a abandoning thing again.
That's right.
Like,
yeah, I can see that.
yeah.
Quick pause, lovely. If you're exhausted from trying so hard and your body just won't let you slow down, we made a free 12-minute reset to help you feel calm, safe, and grounded again. It's called Return to Self. Link in the show notes.
I was abandoning myself because I didn't think I could handle the situation.
Sure.
But because I didn't trust myself to handle the situation, the anticipation of the loss was what was worse than the actual loss itself.
Yeah.
I wasn't scared of the loss. I was scared of the anticipation, because I didn't trust myself that I could handle it.
Yeah.
When consciously, I know I can handle it.
Yes.
That was right.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's so nuanced. All this stuff is so nuanced that you can miss it.
Of course you can.
And so, with that knowing, I'm scared of the anticipation of the loss because I'm worried that I can't handle the emotions. Now, I've got a different conversation with myself.
Right.
Now, when I'm in bed and Ollie's laying next to me and I still feel my nervous system heightened, obviously it's getting better because I'm learning to calm my nervous system because I've got a bloody good reason to do it.
Yeah.
But now I have a different way of talking to myself. Now I have a way that I can rewire my subconscious beliefs. So I'm now saying, okay, Tasha, if he dies, you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
So not now, before I was thinking, oh, he won't die, he'll be fine. I know that he's going to be okay. I know that everything, I'm just going to visualize him being well and da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, great. That's fine.
Yeah.
And that's good and it's helpful, but it's not getting down to the root subconscious reason. You're going to continue to have the problem. Or you could do all the visualizing of all the positive scenarios that you want to do, but if you do not get to the root cause of the belief that's fueling it, it's just like you're constantly swimming and the shore's getting further and further away.
It wasn't getting better, was it?
No.
And you were doing all the things.
And I was doing all the things, all the manifesting, all the creating, and I was like, this is still not working.
Yeah.
That was an absolute game changer, because in that moment when I looked at him and I said, if you die, I'm going to be okay. I'll be able to handle it.
That did something.
Massive, because now I'm like, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
And if I doubted it, I'd be like, hey, I've got you. This is where I pulled in my little inner child. Like, I know she's the one that's scared. She's the one that is scared that she can't handle those big feelings because she couldn't.
Yeah.
But I'm an adult now. I can. And
you
I can
have.
help her. And I have. And I can help her. She was the one that was scared. It wasn't me. And so I would go back to her in the middle of the night when I would feel that fear again and like, oh my God, he's going to die. I can't cope, especially if I'm on my own. I'd go back to her and I'd go, yes, you can. I'm here now.
She also like represents your self-love, doesn't she? It's a way of seeing this self-love for yourself. And something keeps telling me to say also a great time to listen to our free subconscious reset.
Wish we'd had made that back then.
Right. To put you in touch with your inner love for yourself.
Yes.
And it's like little Tash was representing that. So you were going back and tending to that, which was obviously so important.
Yeah.
I mean, it all just makes such sense, but it just takes such a long time to get there.
Yeah.
And you've just really got to have the faith and stay strong and keep searching. And like you said, when you were on your journey, things were opening up, little things as you went along, which obviously was encouraging you. You know, you would see things, wouldn't you, like clearer. So you would then come across something for Ollie that could help him, and it did help him. And so that was, but it still wasn't going away. The seizures weren't going away. They were improving.
Yeah.
As you were improving, he was improving.
Yeah.
And tell the rest of the story, because it's really magical.
Well, he's what, 6 months seizure free now.
It's absolutely incredible.
Oh,
Honestly,
this is
he has been a total, like, I've watched in real time an absolute reflection of you.
Yeah.
And your personal development, and how he has come through and battled all these. I mean, what a little soldier he is, isn't he?
Boy.
I mean, he's awesome. He's amazing. And there we are. Tell him the app. I love that story of the app.
Yes. So I had a seizure app that recorded his seizures, and he was having them like every 19, 20 days. It got really bad, hadn't it? And so as soon as you logged a seizure, it would say, 19 days since last seizure, and then you'd go back to 0, and you go 0 days since last seizure, and it's just like, oh, it was horrible, that bloody timer thing, but I had to do it because I had to keep track. And one of my visualizations, we're talking about, I was doing the visualizations, and I think that's a really important point. Like, I really just want to go back to that quickly. Like, I was doing all the create your reality and manifesting and seeing him at like 16 walking. I'll do the visualizations where he was walking through Holly Hill at 16 years old and with no seizures. Brilliant. And going, oh my God, no, he hasn't had seizures for 6 years, da 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 da. I was doing all that, but it ain't going to cut it if you don't do the belief work underneath. Yeah. Right. So that's really important to say. But anyway, one of my visualizations was this tracker and I would see 900 days seizure free. And I would just keep seeing that in my mind. I don't know why 900. I don't know why, but like it was 900 days seizure free. It was so funny. So very recently, wasn't like the last few months, I went to check on his seizure log because I had thought he hasn't had a seizure for ages. Need to have a look and see what it was. And the countdown had gone, and I was like, oh no. And it looked like I'd lost all my data. And I just thought, oh my God, that is not good. I need to know. Fortunately, I do keep a backup of my notes, but I was like, oh, that's really annoying. And so I deleted the app, reinstalled it again, and just thought, managed to find, still no countdown, but I managed to find the seizures. I'm like, oh, they are there. That's really weird. And then I went back to the big countdown and it just said, no seizures.
No seizures.
No seizures.
Baby.
It's never said that. It's not part of the program.
Amazing.
It doesn't. It either said, it just says the number and then since last seizure. That's what it says. It's never. And here it just says no seizures. And I was like, what the hell?
Wow.
And then I tried to delete the app and reinstall it. And since then, just says no seizures. Doesn't give me. I don't even look at the app anymore. Don't need it. But it's not
incredible.
Yeah, so that's really magical, and it's so cool. And I'm like, and he's like a different dog, isn't he? It's just amazing.
Everything.
But what you said there as well is really important. I want to go to that. Yes, like throughout that whole journey, because this is 2 years. This is 2 years of it, right? Throughout that journey, because I was doing the work around my calming my nervous system, staying with myself, like learning where I'm abandoning myself, learning the reasons as to why I am abandoning myself, I was becoming less in my head, more in my heart, more in my body, and my nervous system was just going calmer and calmer and calmer. And therefore, I'm able to access my intuition more around it. So yes, I was starting to get guidance and nudges to do this, do that, do this. So yes, energetically, and this is so important, because we either want to go full on 3D and be like, no, everything that we're just doing in a 3D physical world, that's what's causing differences, or we go too woo woo and then we go, no, it's all magic, it's all energetic, it's all in the unseen. It's an absolute mixture of the two, right? And they work seamlessly together, because we do live in a physical world, and we are under certain laws and rules and physical reality rules, right? So yes, energetically, I was calming my energy, which was allowing him to be able to calm his energy because he's so in tune with me. Like I had to, every time I looked at him, I was like, I need to be calm for him, but I can't just pretend to be calm. I need to actually be calm. So it was making me do breathing exercises, doing things, visualizations, meditations, rather than going and doing something else like work related or something that was going to get me more in my head. I was prioritizing things that would actually calm my nervous system. I was doing the work. So because I was doing that, you gain access to your intuition, you gain access to the information that is always available to you, and you're open to receiving it because you're not constantly, like I said, I was just so laser focused on Ollie, I could not see anything around me. My house could have been on fire and I probably wouldn't have noticed. So of course you're going to miss all the information and the intuition and the messages. So I started becoming available for that, and then I'd get a nudge, do this, change this, go here, do that. And that then had a direct effect on his seizures as well. So I got completely drawn to, I need to sort his gut out because I feel like it's the gut-brain axis. Like I need to do it. So I changed his food. I changed like a few times, and by changing his food once that I got a nudge, it was the absolute wrong food because it gave him pancreatitis. But in giving him pancreatitis, it made me realize what I needed to do for him in terms of take his fat away, put him on a different diet. And it was that diet is Pure Pet Food, by the way. This is not sponsored by Pure Pet Food, but it's been an absolute freaking game changer for Ollie in every way. Yeah.
That is a different dog.
And I had to go through a really tough time because on top of this, he nearly bloody died from pancreatitis because I had to change his diet, and I got told to change his diet to a high-fat diet because that's what's good for epileptic dogs, but it in turn gave him pancreatitis, and the medication he was on for epilepsy made his liver count go up, so it just totally screwed him over in that way. And that I could have then at that point gone, I give up, like everything's going wrong, like even when I follow my intuition it's wrong. But it was that happened there, and all the horrible heartache that we had to go through with him having pancreatitis, that then led me to what he did actually need to be on, which then helped absolutely, without doubt, the seizures, and also the liver supplement tablets that he had to go on, though they're very, very expensive. They also had turmeric in them, which, because he was having trouble with his joints as well, wasn't he? His whole system was just to pot. He was acting like an old dog. He went from being a really lively dog to like achy. I was taking him to hydrotherapy, physiotherapy. It was all, but those liver supplements, because I kept saying we need to get turmeric down him, didn't I? But I couldn't figure out how to get the turmeric
that woman in the woods. That told us she was doing turmeric, like it had been a thing.
It was everywhere. There was so much information, and I just couldn't seem to do it. And then somehow, because of all this issue, we got the liver tablets, which had that in, and then bam, his joints just changed.
Honestly,
he's like a different dog. So I just wanted to say that, like, I think that's a really important point as well. When all this stuff is going on and everything seems like it's going wrong, there's always a lesson in it, but also like it's like worth getting your nervous system calm first, because then that gives you access to your intuition. You can see clearer, and don't think that if you followed your intuition and something goes wrong, don't think that you've got it wrong. Just trust the process. Trust that I went full in on trust. And I had to.
I watched you. I watched you fix
I can sit here and say,
honestly,
like,
I
did that. I caused it, but I also fixed it.
Look at her taking radical personal responsibility. You're so good.
But like, it was a lesson from the universe, and honestly, like, that's only the half of it. There's a lot more that I learned. I can't even remember all the lessons. It was all the synchronicities that happened. It was insane. I happened to read Dan Brown's brand new book that I've been waiting for to come out. He was, not to give it away, but the whole theme around it is about epileptic seizures and how it gives you access to the unseen realms and access to that, like, and I'm like, what the hell? It was just insane, the amount of like lessons that I learned through that. But like, I really want to stress that it was a 2-year process, and it's still coming into play now, like only now, because like from starting my new group, The Collapse, that it all led up to this. I wouldn't be able to have done that if I hadn't had these lessons from Ollie, because I couldn't have done the collapse. I couldn't have stepped out of my comfort zone if I hadn't have known that I was abandoning myself when things got difficult, because I was constantly worried that I couldn't handle the difficult feelings, because I would abandon myself. But because I had practiced staying with myself through the uncomfortable feelings, I was able to finally take the action that I have been waiting to take for ages, that I knew I needed to take since my ego death that I spoke about at the beginning. Like, that there was so much gap between there because I hadn't realized that I was abandoning myself when the feelings were getting tough. So for the group program, I didn't want to do it because I was worried, what if nobody signs up? What if I can't do my transformations that I know I'm so capable of in one-to-one work? What if I can't translate that to a group and it fails and I can't help? Like, what if? And because those fears didn't go away. Like, I still have those fears. It still feels very uncomfortable to me. And yet I'm like, but this time I'm going to stay with myself through it. So I might still have all of those things might still happen. So a bit like when I had to say, yeah, Ollie might die and I'll still be okay. I had to say to myself, yeah, people might not sign up. I might be really bad at it. Like, it might not work, and I'll still stay with myself through that. I'll still be okay. And that's what gave me the ability to just go, fuck it, I'm going to do it and put it out there. And, like, I'm still learning lessons through the launch of the collapse. I'm still learning lessons about where I'm abandoning myself. I'm still seeing it, and I'm being able, because it's showing up in my life, and because I'm now taking the action outside of the like little identity that I got myself stuck in because I was so scared to feel anything uncomfortable. I'm scared to be scared. I'm now doing the things that I wasn't doing before, which is giving me more lessons. It's opening up more areas for me to look after, like to practice staying with myself. To a comment, I'm just going to tell you one last story to end it all off. I feel like I said, like, I've like, I felt like I leveled up at 1 o'clock in the morning a couple nights ago, because it was like everything that I had learned in this 2 years that we've spoken about here, but there is more, we can't go into it all, but everything I learned in this 2 years culminated bang at 1 o'clock in the morning. So I woke up with this absolute feeling of dread, impending doom, like such bad anxiety. I just woke up with it, but I think I'd been unsettled for the whole night again, but like everything was just going and oh my God, it was just horrible. I thought, actually, I regressed, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to give Ollie a seizure. I started panicking because my anxiety was so like crazy and my fear was so crazy. I don't know what was going on. I think the energy was weird as well. Again, or maybe like there was some kind of weird energetic, like I was having this like upgrade or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Maybe that just sent me off. I'm not sure. But I thought, like, I went into panic mode. I was like, I'm going to give him a seizure. Oh my God. It was insane. I was spiraling all over the place, and I felt completely out of control. Wow. Now, anyone that knows me knows that, like, that's not, I can't be out of control. I never drank loads of alcohol till I got drunk. I didn't do drugs. I can't do it because I can't bear that feeling of being out of control. It's what scares me the most. It's my absolute deepest, again, took me a while to realize this, but on a subconscious level, that's my ultimate fear, feeling that out of control. I felt like that so badly the other night, and
no reason for it.
And I was like, okay, I'm spiraling. I know I'm spiraling. I could feel myself going down. And I was like, no. It was almost like everything that I had learned from this last 2 weeks, all the stuff, 2 years, sorry, all the self-abandonment stuff just came together. And I went, not anymore. I'm not doing this anymore. And it was so, like, again, like we say, something really, really bad, like something full on has to happen to you to make you actually do it. It was like I've been practicing it in little ways, but this would just gave me an opportunity to put it full into action and to actually make the choice to say, no, I'm going to do this differently. And I did. And honestly, it was like, I think it probably went on for about 2 hours. I was like, it was full on. And I was terrified. I had all sorts of weird, it's all faded, it's actually fading, but I had all kinds of weird stuff going on. But to cut a long story short, basically what I did was like, I'm like, I stay. I'm staying with myself. We're not going anywhere. And I was like, I brought up I've got that little 7-year-old me, and I was like, we are good. We may be we feel out of control. We feel this feeling, but we have got this. We can handle this feeling. Nothing no energy, no being. I think there was like, I think I was picking up on, as I said to Beck like a few nights ago, I definitely had some kind of like psychic attack in the middle of the night a couple of times. I think something's after me at the moment.
Yeah.
Maybe because I'm like having like some kind of upgrade, or I'm
Yeah.
close to doing something. I don't
That's
know.
right. They're trying to
Something
keep
is
you
definitely
down.
yeah. So I'd already had that, and I really felt the energy in my. It's like it feels different than being in my room. It's just all up in my energy field. I can feel it now because I think I'm more sensitive. I'm understanding more now. It's not just like, oh, I think something's in my room. I can feel it in my
All over
energy
you,
field, and I'm
yeah.
like, get the
Little
out.
claws.
Yeah, it's like, but I came from it from a state of, again, still there would have been a little bit of fear there, a little bit of like, I'd lean into that out of controlness, but I was so, amidst that, my body was freaking not calm at all. It
Right.
was like buzzing. I was terrified. My heart was beating out of my chest. I was like, I think you all know that feeling when I say like that anxiety, that sense of impending doom.
Yeah.
Like I don't get it very, I've had it a handful of times in my life. It's not a familiar feeling to me, but it's just like, yeah, no. But I was like, I got hold of that 7-year-old me. I was in that bedroom again, and I was like, nothing, no one, no energy, no being, not even our mind can take away our control. It doesn't matter how we feel. It doesn't matter how out of control we feel. We have got this. We can handle this, and we will be okay. Let's do this kind of thing. And that was the premise that I started from. And then ensued 2 hours of me, like, I felt so, my energy, I felt it going, like I felt it coming up, out, like I don't know how to describe it, but I just know when my energy is up out of my body and up here, and then like the higher things, I guess I'm trying to escape. I think energetically that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to escape. And I was like, get back down in here, get back to your body. So again, like all the stuff with Ollie, it like came off, got goosebumps, like I pulled myself back, but I wasn't on my own. I was with her.
That's what's so powerful.
It was
think,
so
isn't it, if you
powerful.
can do that.
And I was like, right, we feel the fear. And again, I felt into the fear, and my body felt crazy. But I was like, we're good. We've got this. Like, listen, this is uncomfortable. Look how uncomfortable our body is. I know. This is hard. This is crazy, but we're okay. We've got this. And we're not going to let anyone else or anything else or even ourselves like make us think otherwise. Breathe. And so I was there at like 2 o'clock in the morning going, and I just took as long as I needed to breathe, just to get my body under control, just how I remembered I did it with Ollie, like breathe. And then I was like, I need to ground. There is some crazy energy going on. I need to get my roots into the ground. And I came out to the tree out here, like what I do, I'd like hug in the tree, and like I sent my roots down into the earth, and it was crazy. And again, I want to say this because I think this is important, because I've had conversations with other people, like my clients and friends as well, I think, who say the same thing. And I experience this. When we're feeling like this, our body tries and does anything to distract us from grounding. I don't know what, maybe because it's like, no, I want to escape. I don't want to come back down into the body. And obviously to ground, you have to be in your body. And so I kept trying to send my roots down into the earth, and I literally could feel myself, like my awareness being pulled away to anything but the roots. And I kept going, no, we are grounding. We're doing this. We have to get into the earth. It was hard. It took me ages to stay with myself long enough to put my roots into the earth, but it was almost like I felt locked in. I got there eventually. It was hard work. It was really hard. I had to keep grabbing myself back. I got those roots into the earth, and it's almost like I felt the lock in, and I was just like, any excess energy, any of this, because again, we have to think in terms of energy. This anxiety, it is just energy. And so I was like, I'm sending any excess energy, and all of this, I can feel it. I'm sending it down. I'm sending it down to you, earth. Like, thank you for taking it. I get rid of anything that is like excess, anything that doesn't serve me, anything isn't of the light, anything isn't for my highest good. It goes down into the earth. And as soon as I started doing that, I could feel, like, I literally feel myself coming back down in, and it feels like strong. It feels like I'm locked in, like I'm sturdy. That gave me like the ability to be able to be on a bit more of an even ground. And then I set into the work with, whilst I was being battered with all these hard feelings, all the thoughts, like the crazy thoughts are coming in. Can't even tell you what they were now, but it was just like, it was just horrible stuff. I was like just hugging her in our bed. I was like, we're safe. We can, that's hard. That is difficult. That is a hard feeling, but we're still good. We can handle this. And I can't describe this. I know you know, because I know you know this feeling, but that sense of where you'll feel out of control is terrifying, isn't it? And I don't know, I feel it as a dark hole. like a dark, endless, you know, like the Dementors in
Mm.
Harry Potter as well, where they just like suck everything out. And I don't know, it feels very much like that to me, like I'm spiraling down a black hole.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's like hopeless, and you feel it's utter terror
Yeah.
for me. And as I was just staying with myself and saying, yeah, this feels really hard, but it's okay. Like, we're going to be all right. Whatever happens, we're going to be okay, because we have power. We have the power. And I really saw like my light, like shining out of me as well. All of that, I managed, it was starting to calm down. I could genuinely feel it calm and calm and calm. And I was talking to her, and it was funny because I was telling you, wasn't I, whilst all this was going on, I was back in that bedroom as well, and I was almost having like flashbacks as to all the times that I was in that room, terrified on my own, feeling feelings that I wasn't able to handle, and I had no one to talk to. I was so alone, and I can see now why. And I didn't speak up. You know, it's no one's fault. It's no one's fault. I didn't talk. No one knew I was going through this. I didn't ask for help. And I was so scared and so lonely. But then it was like at the same time as I was experiencing that, I was then with her, and I'm like, you're not alone.
No,
I got you.
I feel like you just
we're good.
rewrote everything.
Yeah, I genuinely, like, she was just so I felt her calmness in me, like with me
She was
there.
waiting for you.
Yeah, she just wasn't alone anymore. So all
No.
those times I was alone in my bedroom, suddenly it felt like I was never alone in my bedroom.
You've totally
Yeah.
rewritten
And I was always safe. I was always okay because I got me.
Yeah.
And you know, she's got me and I've got her.
Yeah.
It works both ways. And like, it's so, I feel really frustrated because there was so much more that kind of happened. But it's faded now, but that's okay, because the whole overarching, you know, meaning of this kind of story is that throughout that absolute terror, like the worst kind of fear that I could feel, which is way more tangible than the everyday fear that I would feel of like, oh, what if someone doesn't, you know, sign up to my program? What if I can't find enough clients to make enough money? Like, what if I can't ever grow my business? What if I can't do all of that? Pales compared to that utter fear that I felt that night. And I didn't abandon myself. I stayed, and that means I know now that I can stay with those things easy peasy, because that was insane. And honestly, like, after, when I'd gone through it and we stayed and I stayed with her, all of a sudden I felt this absolute peace come over me, like that.
Wow.
This peace came over me, and where my fear was in my chest here, it was like that just went and I remember taking like a breath, and like that fear that just went, and it was like the space in my chest where the fear was like heavy, constricted, tight, it just felt completely empty. But then it felt expansive, and I was like having a party with my little 7-year-old self in the middle of the night while my husband's asleep next to me. No idea what the bloody hell I've just been through for the last 2 hours. And I was like, we did it. Oh my God, we did it. I stayed with you for the first time ever in my whole life, and I'm 41 years old. 41? Yeah, I am. Yeah, I stayed with myself. Like, we did it. Yeah. And we were like dancing around my bedroom, and we were hugging, and I was like telling her, I was like, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud. And it's funny because I'm saying I'm talking to my 7-year-old self, but at the same time, I'm speaking to me as well. It's
That's
really weird
it.
because she is me.
But that's the power, isn't it?
Right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
You did amazing. You're so brave. Like, you've got this. Well done. Like, you can do anything. You can handle anything now. You stayed with yourself. This is incredible. We have just won. Like, we have won, that nothing's ever going to be the same again. And I love you so much. Like, all the feelings were so real. And like, and then I looked at her and I was like, thank you. You got me through as well, because I didn't. You were with me, like, I was taking care of you.
That's
sure,
right.
but I felt not alone because you were with me as well, and we were doing it together the whole time. And like, we just gave each other a massive hug, and I was like, what do you want to do now? And she was like, I want to dance. So we had another dance, and then I was like, yeah, of course she did. And then I was like, I think we need to go to sleep now. It's late.
Put mummy hat back on.
Yeah. So like, I tucked her into bed, and I got into bed next to her, and I just put the covers up, and I was like, and I went to sleep.
Wow.
After that raging, crazy anxiety, I just turned over and went to sleep.
And that's
That was
how
a
different
journey.
it can be. I know it was difficult, and I know it was us a long time, 2 hours
Yeah.
to be doing that.
Yeah.
But you can, I just feel it's very much like, you know, I can imagine when people are having a panic attack, like
Yeah.
what you were experiencing there
Yeah.
last night. And it's just showing everybody actually that you can conquer these panic attacks.
Yeah.
If you can stay with yourself
It is.
and do
And
all those things.
It's stay with your. I'm gonna put an addition to that. It's stay with yourself through the difficult feelings.
Yeah.
That's like really important, because that's why we want to run away.
Yeah.
It's not like we just don't want to stay with ourselves. We don't
Right.
want to stay with those difficult feelings. That's like, it's too uncomfortable. We're
Yeah.
scared. We're afraid of the fear. It's the fear that like scares us,
Yeah.
because we don't think we can handle it. But when you stay with yourself whilst feeling the fear,
Yeah.
that is when I personally think you become a bit invincible.
Mm.
Because if you're not afraid to feel the feelings, because that's our main problem, right? We don't want to feel the feelings. But so not feeling them, we're not accepting them. So we're denying a part of ourselves. It goes into the shadow, it goes into the unconscious, and it forms loads of our problems, right? And we'll never know what they are until we start looking at it. But and this is what I said, like at the beginning, I feel like this is the absolute key at this level of doing the work. I'm not saying that I know there'll be other levels that I need to work on next, but for this level, the self-abandonment thing, I feel, is like the key to everything. Because once you know that you are abandoning yourself. Oh, another thing I quickly want to say, which is really, really important. Whilst I was in that episode, I also realized that I abandoned myself to time, and that's so important.
Right.
I abandoned myself to time, and I think so many people do this is because we go into the future. So when I was going when I was in the middle of feeling all these uncomfortable feelings, and I was trying to like ground myself and stuff, I felt myself running away to a future.
Yeah.
And it's often not a very good future.
That's right.
But and
it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. It's not real. It doesn't help you in any way. But I felt myself running away to the future and abandoning myself to time. And I was like, oh no, you don't.
Get back.
Get back here. Get back to the present moment. Now that was really helpful, because obviously we've been reading The Power of Now. I read that, and now I'm reading the breakdown of it. Happened to pick it up 2 days ago.
Right.
And so it was very fresh in my mind. And I was like, oh, get back to the present moment.
Yes.
Because again, we don't want to be in the present moment, because that present moment for me was freaking uncomfortable.
Right, exactly. And then we end up going somewhere worse.
Exactly.
So really...
Exactly. And you can't do the problem with the future and abandoning yourself to time is it doesn't exist. And so you can't control it. You can't be in control of something that is not real.
No.
It's not there. There's nothing you can do.
As the past,
absolutely.
That's not real anymore.
It's not
That's
real.
God.
None of it's real. The only thing is now. And so that is where your control lies. When people say this is where you create.
That's what we're longing for, our control back, isn't it?
Exactly. Like, so when you get into the future, yes, it might feel really uncomfortable. Sorry, the present. It might feel really uncomfortable whilst you're there, but you can do something about it, because you really are there. There is only now. And so in every moment, actually, when you live in the present, you do realize, and we've said this before, when you're in the present moment, truly in the present moment, you're always okay.
Yeah.
You are always all right, because you are, because you can do something about it. The only problem is you're not okay because you are abandoning yourself to the past, to the future, to going up outside of your body. It's all about coming back and learning how to stay with yourself, and learning how to be okay to feel these uncomfortable feelings.
And just observe without attaching any thoughts, or, trying to, because when I started trying to do it, I would still find myself, I was still just trying to justify my feelings.
Yeah.
So I was still attaching a story. I was like, oh no, you're still doing it. You're not creating a scenario as such, but you're saying, oh, but you feel like this because
Yes.
da. Now I'm like, oh God, no, don't do that. It's a feeling. Observe the feeling. Detach any thoughts, any story from it. It's just the feeling, and it's okay. You're safe. And honestly, that's a game changer, isn't it? If you can start doing that, it's like it says in the book. If you can do that, you're basically enlightened.
Yeah. Yeah. And, again, the whole thing we've said here, it's really, really hard. It sounds simple. Eckhart Tolle can say like this, yes, but like it's not as simple. It is not as easy as that. And it takes practice.
And if you're not there yet, just know that it's there.
Yeah.
It's there waiting for you.
Yeah.
It might not be your time to grab it yet, but it's there.
Yeah.
So keep going.
Yeah, for sure. Or just listen to this. Listen to us, and just know, like, you need to be in the present moment. When you're in the present moment, you are always safe. You are always okay. You will always deal with it. And it's our future catastrophizing that makes it work. And also, you can't change the past or the future. Like, well, yeah, okay. But I mean, I did. I think I really did that night. I changed the past. But
only because you could be in the now.
Exactly. All the answers are within the now. All the answers are within the now. And so, if, like, to round this off and to leave this with you guys now, is start looking at and asking the question and putting it out there. Where am I abandoning myself? Be prepared. You might not like what you get, but it's necessary, like, to learn and to grow. And let's be honest, you're stuck, you feel stagnant, you're not happy where you are, your comfort zone is definitely not comfortable. So it's, you know, it's difficult when you're going through it, but when you keep, you know, that anchor of, this is all for a reason, this is teaching me, I called this in, I asked for this, now how do I learn these lessons and get it over and done with as quick as I can, you know, it helps you get through them. But what all I would say is look to in every moment, where are you leaving yourself? Where are you scared to feel uncomfortable feelings? That will show you, like, where you're abandoning yourself as well. And just practice getting into the present moment, getting practice with saying, I'm staying. Because actually, when you say you stay with yourself, you are, another way of saying that is actually you're staying in the present moment, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're not staying with yourself, you're not in the now, are you? You've gone somewhere else. That's not the present moment. But what's really important is that you recognize that you are abandoning yourself, because the problem with the self-abandonment on a let's we take it back to the work that I do on the subconscious level, every time you abandon yourself in whatever way you're abandoning yourself, you are reinforcing the subconscious belief that you cannot trust yourself, that you aren't safe with yourself. And then obviously it perpetuates the problems. And everything that is blocking you right now from what you want to do, I can guarantee you will be able to trace it back at some point to that you're abandoning yourself because you don't feel like it's safe to feel the uncomfortable feelings because you haven't got your own back. And that's what's really important. Every time you do it, you're reinforcing it. So it's within your best interest to try and work out where that is happening so that you can reinforce a different belief, because every time you stay with yourself, you're doing the same thing. You're reinforcing but the positive belief that, oh, I have got my back, oh, I am always going to be safe. So then it doesn't matter. You can go into a really, really scary situation, something that really, really stretches you. And this is so important. And it's a lesson that I've learned. And I keep talking about it now in terms of the collapse, because this is the work that I'm doing in the collapse now. This is what I want to help women do. I've embodied it. I can do it. I know. But the misconception is that we think that when we've got it, when we're at the place we want to be, we won't feel fear. We won't feel uncomfortable. And that's such a lie. It's such a lie. We will always feel the fear. We will always feel the fear. We will always feel the uncomfortable feelings. But think about it. If you have a belief that says, well, even if I do feel scared, even if I feel those uncomfortable feelings, I know I'll still be okay because I've got my own back. You're invincible. You'll do it. It doesn't mean that it's not going to be comfortable and you're not going to have to experience those feelings. But if you have an underlying belief that says, but I'm going to be okay, like we've got this, I can do this, whatever happens, of course you're going to go and then do it. Where versus a belief that goes, oh yeah, like you can't handle those feelings. You can't stay with yourself. You can't back. Of course you're going to back away. Of course you're going to pull away from it. So it doesn't matter how much you want the thing, how much visualization you do, how much manifesting you do, how much you desire that thing. If your subconscious isn't on board and it doesn't believe that you're going to stay with yourself and keep yourself safe through it, you are not going to be able to do it. You're going to keep pinging back. You're going to get a little taste of it. You'll expand. So you'll do the thing and then you'll just ping right back to where you were, because your subconscious is not going to let you go forward because it doesn't feel safe. So please, please, please take away from this episode, start trusting yourself, start learning to stay with yourself, put it into practice in the small ways. And I promise you, even if you just do that, when you start leaning into the uncomfortable feelings, when you start asking, oh, why am I abandoning myself here? When you notice that you're abandoning yourself, it's there that your answers lie. Your next level of answers that you're looking for, you're constantly listening to podcasts and reading books for and looking for the answers for, they're there. They're in those uncomfortable feelings. They're in the moments that you abandon yourself. That's when you'll get your answers. That's when I got mine. And it's an absolute game changer.
Yeah.
Bam.
Good luck, everybody. Soldiers.
You got this, guys. Operation No More Self-Abandonment. We stay. For those of you listening, Becky just saluted. We stay. That's my mantra. Throughout that whole episode, I was just like, I stay.
Yeah.
I stay. Mhm.
Okay.
There we go. Right. Well, guys,
Thanks, my love.
whew,
That
you
was
are
awesome.
welcome. I really enjoyed that. Please share this with everyone. Everybody, every human needs to hear this. Every human
get it
needs
out
to
there.
hear this. Okay, right. We got it. We got this. We got to go now. We will see you next week, guys.
Take
care.
care.
Bye.
Bye.